Manifest your destiny. The power of your thoughts. Courage and self-love. A journey of transformation. Hello friends. You are welcome to this channel. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, kindly consider doing so now to become a part of this wonderful family. In a world full of endless possibilities, there is one truth that remains. You will become what you think about. Your thoughts are powerful, capable of shaping your reality and manifesting your destiny. Whether you realize it or not, every thought plants a seed in the vast garden of your mind. So ask yourself, what seeds are you planting? Are your thoughts filled with doubt, fear, and negativity? Or are they filled with love, confidence, and gratitude? The choice is yours. Because what you consistently think about becomes your reality. If you believe that you are destined for greatness, your mind will find ways to make it true. If you envision success, your actions will align, and opportunities will come knocking at your door. But if you are consumed by self-doubt and negativity, you will only attract more of the same. It's time to take control of your thoughts and shift your mindset. Surround yourself with positivity, immerse yourself in inspiring stories, and affirm your greatness every day. Replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Visualize your dreams with unwavering faith, knowing that they are within reach. Your thoughts have the power to shape your reality, so choose them wisely. It's time to manifest your destiny. Unlock the potential within you and watch as the world bends to your will. Remember, you are the master of your thoughts, and you have the power to create the life you desire. Embrace the power of your thoughts, and let them guide you towards your true destiny. Courage comes in various forms, sometimes as fierce as slaying dragons and sometimes as simple as recognizing our worthiness to wield a sword. Life's challenges, as well as our courage to face them, evolve alongside us through different seasons and chapters. Recently, I reconnected with an old childhood friend who had been going through a rough time due to a series of unfortunate events. It reminded me that everyone is susceptible to facing misfortune, but we are also a few good decisions away from positive transformation and growth. Courage varies depending on the circumstances we find ourselves in. It can mean pushing through challenges, seeking help, or making the necessary changes to improve our lives. It's not about comparing our journey to others, but rather acknowledging the progress we make and embracing the courage needed at every moment. Life's path is not a straight line. It's a continuous journey of learning, adjusting, and evolving. Our courage changes with us, and it's essential to celebrate the small victories and the steps taken towards our goals, regardless of how they may differ from others' actions. Understanding courage requires balancing the big picture goals with the small, everyday actions. It's about having faith in ourselves, continuously assessing our progress, and adjusting when needed. Failure is not a permanent state, it's a choice to quit. As long as we persist and learn from our experiences, we will eventually achieve our aspirations. In a transformative experience, I learned the significance of self-love and letting go of suffering. Loving ourselves wholly allows us to break down the barriers that hold us back and live an authentic life aligned with our true desires. Embracing self-love enables us to create a life filled with color, authenticity, and fulfillment. So, before we strive to change the world, let's begin by embracing and loving ourselves, for that is where our true power lies. As the breathwork session continued, I found myself reflecting on moments in my life where I allowed self-doubt, fear, and external opinions to dictate my actions and decisions. It became apparent that these were the moments when I strayed from loving and valuing myself fully. I had compromised on my true desires, dreams, and values to fit into societal norms or to seek approval from others. With each breath, I felt a growing sense of clarity and understanding that I needed to dismantle these self-imposed limitations and embrace the courage to love myself unconditionally. Loving oneself is not about arrogance or ego. It's about recognizing our worthiness and treating ourselves with compassion, forgiveness, and kindness. In that moment, it became crystal clear that I needed to start making decisions based on what truly mattered to me, guided by my passions and inner values. I needed to let go of the need for validation from others and focus on aligning my actions with my authentic self. The journey of self-love isn't linear. It's a process of continuous growth and learning. But by valuing and cherishing ourselves, we create a strong foundation from which we can approach life's challenges and pursue our aspirations. As the breathwork session came to an end, I felt a newfound sense of empowerment and liberation. I was armed with a deeper understanding of the power of self-love and the profound impact it could have on my life. Leaving my old self behind and returning to my new life, I made a commitment to prioritize self-love and self-compassion. I knew that by doing so, I could break free from the shackles of self-doubt and fear, and step into a life of authenticity, purpose, and fulfillment. Embracing self-love is an ongoing journey, and it's essential to be patient and gentle with ourselves as we navigate through life's ups and downs. There will be moments of doubt and setbacks, but each step taken with self-love brings us closer to our true selves and our highest potential. If there's one message I'd like to share with the world, it's that self-love is not selfish. It's the key to unlocking our fullest potential and living a life of purpose and joy. When we learn to love ourselves, we radiate that love outward, impacting not only our own lives but also the lives of those around us. So, take a moment to breathe deeply, to connect with your inner self, and ask yourself, am I truly loving myself? Am I making decisions based on self-compassion and authenticity? If not, don't be discouraged. You have the power to make a change and embrace the courage to love yourself unconditionally. Don't stay down there. Get up, dress up, and step out with self-love and confidence. Be unstoppable. Remember, you will become what you think about, and embracing self-love is the first step towards becoming the best version of yourself. Wake up positive, embrace your inner light, and let self-love guide you on your journey to a more fulfilling and purposeful life. In the days that followed my transformative breathwork experience, I began implementing the lessons I learned into my daily life. I started with small steps, showing myself kindness and compassion in my thoughts and actions. I reminded myself that I deserved to be treated with love and respect, both by others and, most importantly, by myself. When faced with challenges or moments of self-doubt, I shifted my perspective from self-criticism to self-encouragement. I acknowledged that it was okay to make mistakes and that they were opportunities for growth and learning. By doing so, I freed myself from the heavy burden of perfectionism and allowed room for self-growth. I also began setting healthier boundaries in my relationships. I learned to say no when something didn't align with my values or when I needed time for self-care. Prioritizing my well-being became non-negotiable, and I realized that doing so wasn't selfish. It was necessary for my mental, emotional, and physical health. As I continued to practice self-love, I noticed positive changes in my life. I felt more confident in pursuing my passions and goals without seeking constant validation from others. I pursued activities that brought me joy and fulfillment without fear of judgment or failure. Self-love became the anchor that kept me grounded amidst life's uncertainties. Moreover, as I embraced self-love, my relationships with others improved too. When you love yourself, you can offer genuine love to others without expecting anything in return. I found that my connections with friends and family deepened, and I attracted people who genuinely appreciated and respected me for who I was. In sharing my journey with others, I discovered that many people were also seeking ways to cultivate self-love in their lives. I started engaging in open conversations about self-love, mental health, and the importance of setting boundaries. Together, we encouraged one another to embrace self-acceptance and self-compassion. Inspired to create a more significant impact, I began volunteering with local organizations focused on mental health and personal development. I joined workshops, seminars, and support groups where I could contribute to creating a safe space for others to explore their journey of self-love. Over time, I realized that self-love wasn't just about individual growth. It was a powerful force that could spark positive change in communities and the world. By cultivating self-love, we could build a more empathetic and compassionate society, one where individuals felt empowered to be their authentic selves. I also continued to explore various forms of self-care and healing practices. Meditation, journaling, and spending time in nature became essential components of my daily routine. I understood that taking care of my well-being was a lifelong commitment and that it required consistent effort. As my sense of self-love deepened, I learned to embrace gratitude for the person I had become and the person I was still growing into. My past experiences, both positive and negative, shaped me into the resilient and compassionate individual I am today. With time, my life began to align more with my true desires, and I found myself pursuing a career path that brought me fulfillment and allowed me to make a positive impact on others. I realized that when you love yourself and recognize your inherent worth, you naturally gravitate toward opportunities that align with your values and purpose. While my journey of self-love had its ups and downs, the transformation I experienced was undeniable. I no longer felt trapped by external expectations or limited by self-doubt. Instead, I was fueled by the love and compassion I had cultivated within myself. As I continue to walk this path, I know that self-love will remain at the core of my being, guiding me through the ever-changing landscape of life. And I hope that by sharing my story, others will find the inspiration and courage to embark on their own journey of self-love and self-discovery. Remember, dear friends, you are deserving of love, happiness, and fulfillment. Embrace the beautiful journey of self-love, and you'll find that the love you seek has been within you all along. May you be gentle with yourself and embrace the incredible person you are becoming. The world needs your light, so let it shine brightly through the power of self-love. As my journey of self-love continued, I encountered new challenges and opportunities for growth. Life has a way of presenting us with lessons to learn and experiences to evolve further, and I was no exception to this process. One of the valuable lessons I learned was the importance of self-compassion during difficult times. Despite my commitment to self-love, there were moments when I faced setbacks and encountered failures. In the past, such experiences would have led me to spiral into self-criticism and feelings of inadequacy. But now, armed with self-compassion, I approach these moments with understanding and kindness. I realize that everyone faces obstacles, and setbacks are a natural part of life's journey. Instead of being overly critical of myself, I acknowledged that it was okay to feel disappointed or frustrated. I reminded myself that I was doing my best and that every experience, positive or negative, was an opportunity to learn and grow stronger. During challenging times, I leaned on the support of loved ones and my community. The connections I had fostered with others became an essential source of strength and encouragement. Opening up about my struggles and being vulnerable allowed me to receive the love and support I needed, reaffirming that I wasn't alone on this journey. Practicing self-love also meant reassessing the relationships I had with people who did not support my growth or well-being. Sometimes, this involved letting go of toxic friendships or distancing myself from negative influences. It was a difficult process, but I understood that creating space for positive and nurturing relationships was vital for my continued growth. As my understanding of self-love deepened, I recognized that it extended beyond my individual self. It was also about being mindful of my impact on others and fostering a sense of empathy and compassion in all my interactions. I understood that how I treated others was a reflection of how I treated myself, and vice versa. Incorporating mindfulness into my daily life became an essential practice. I focused on being present in each moment and attentive to my thoughts and emotions. Through mindfulness, I cultivated a greater sense of self-awareness and gained insights into my patterns of behavior and thought. Moreover, I began to appreciate the beauty in life's simple moments, the warmth of sunlight, the sound of rain, and the laughter of friends. By being fully present and grateful for these experiences, I found a deeper connection to the world around me and a profound sense of joy in the little things. With time, I also discovered the power of giving back and contributing to causes larger than myself. Acts of kindness and service not only benefited others but also brought immense fulfillment and purpose to my life. Whether it was volunteering, supporting charitable organizations, or participating in community initiatives, I found that helping others nurtured my sense of interconnectedness and strengthened my commitment to self-love. As my journey continued, I realized that self-love wasn't a destination but an ongoing process of growth and self-discovery. Life would continue to present its challenges, but with a foundation of self-love, I felt more equipped to face them with resilience and grace. I also accepted that self-love was about embracing my whole self, the light and the shadow, the strengths and the imperfections. It wasn't about attaining some ideal of perfection but about acknowledging my inherent worthiness as a human being. In sharing my experiences and insights with others, I witnessed the positive impact it had on their lives. The ripple effect of self-love was profound, and I felt humbled to be a part of such a transformative process for others. My journey of self-love was far from over, and I embraced the uncertainty of the future with an open heart and a sense of adventure. Life was full of endless possibilities, and I knew that as long as I stayed true to the path of self-love, I would continue to grow and thrive in ways I couldn't yet imagine. To you, dear reader, as you embark on your own journey of self-love, I offer these parting words. Be patient with yourself, for change takes time. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and be kind to yourself during setbacks. Surround yourself with love, compassion, and positivity, and remember that you are deserving of all the joy and happiness life has to offer. Embrace the journey, for it is a beautiful and transformative one. May you find the love within you and let it radiate brightly, illuminating your path and touching the lives of those around you. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join our community of dreamers and doers. Together, we will manifest our destinies and create a life of abundance.